For a decade, Mercedes kept one version of the GLS locked away. Too dark for the brochure, too rich for the showroom, too much even for the Maybach name. They just unlocked it. This is the 2027 Mercedes-Maybach GLS 900, and you're watching Classic Car Secrets, where the world's most extreme machines get the premium breakdown they deserve. If this is your kind of content, hit like, subscribe, and tell me where you are watching from. Now let us get into it. Before you look at anything else on this vehicle, look at the front, because this is where Maybach decided subtlety was finished. Look at that grille. That is a wall of tall vertical chrome bars, upright and gleaming, filling almost the entire face like the gates of a cathedral, with the three-pointed star sitting huge in the center. And then look above it, because standing on the hood, upright like a statue, is a second star, a proper hood ornament, the kind of detail that tells everyone this is not a normal Mercedes before you read a single badge. The headlights are slim horizontal blades pulled tight into the corners, calm and sharp, because when a face carries this much chrome, the lights do not need to shout. The bumper and fenders are where it turns aggressive, layered geometric panels, sharp angular creases, side intakes cut like armor plating, all wrapped in that deep royal navy that shifts between blue and black as the light moves. And then the stance, wide squared arches, black multi-spoke wheels over bright red brake calipers, chunky off-road tires that have no business under a vehicle this formal and somehow make it look even more expensive. A normal Maybach whispers. This one stands guard, and we have not even reached the best part yet. The front is a statement. The rear is something rarer. It is confidence. Walk around the back and the drama goes quiet, on purpose. The tailgate is one wide, clean, uninterrupted panel with the star sitting proud in the center, framed by slim horizontal LED taillights that stretch toward the corners and make the body look even wider than it already is. No fake vents, no clutter, just calm, expensive surface. This is not a rear end begging for attention. It already knows it has it. Look closer and the details reward you. A roof spoiler up top carries its own thin red light strip, so even the silhouette glows at night. Down low, two wide polished chrome exhaust finishers sit in a sculpted lower bumper, catching light like jewelry. The glass is deep black. The navy paint runs like water over the boxy shoulders. Everything back here says the same quiet word, power. And this rear is basically a promise, because a vehicle this dark, this armored, this serious on the outside has to be hiding something extraordinary behind those doors. So let us open one. And this is where midnight turns into daylight. The front cabin does not continue the darkness at all. It explodes into warm champagne cream. Quilted leather covers the seats, the doors, the center console, all stitched in that tight diamond pattern Maybach saves for its very best. The upper dash stays black for contrast, and floating across it is one continuous glass panel. Twin displays glowing side by side with the Maybach emblem shining in the middle like a signature. Polished metal turbine vents line up beneath the screens, bright and precise like instruments in a private jet. The steering wheel is wrapped in the same cream leather with the star at its center, and everything your fingers touch is metal, crystal, or glass. The Maybach crest sits embroidered into the console between the seats. Ambient light traces the doors in a thin golden line, and with sunlight falling through the glass roof onto all that champagne leather, this cockpit does not feel like the start of a drive. It feels like the lobby of somewhere with a dress code. But the front seats are not the reason this vehicle exists. The rear is open the back door and you are not looking at seats anymore, you are looking at a room. 4 individual white thrones, quilted so deep the leather looks woven, arranged face to face like a private lounge, each one carrying the Maybach emblem stitched into the headrest and its own soft pillow waiting. Between them, a long black console runs down the center of the cabin, holding champagne flutes standing upright in their cradles, filled and ready, like the vehicle knew you were coming. A Maybach-branded screen glows at the back of the compartment. Thick white carpet covers the floor, the kind you feel guilty stepping on with shoes. And then the final touch. Curtains. Real curtains on the windows, ready to slide shut and erase the outside world completely. Glass roof panels pour light over the whole white cabin until you close everything off and let the ambient glow take over. Sitting in one of those thrones, facing another throne, glass in hand, you are not in traffic anymore. You are in a place most hotels cannot match, moving at highway speed, and that is the whole identity of the GLS 900. Midnight armor outside, a sunlit palace inside. It is not trying to impress the street and the passenger separately. It is doing both at the same time, completely. Now, a cabin like that only works if the engineering underneath refuses to let anything disturb it. The GLS 900 would need Maybach's most advanced air suspension, scanning the road ahead with cameras and preparing every wheel before the bump ever arrives, so those champagne flutes never even tremble. Under the hood, expect Mercedes twin-turbo V8 with hybrid assistance delivering its power the Maybach way. Not as a surge, but as effortless, silent, endless momentum. And wrapped around those four thrones, the complete safety suite. 360-degree cameras, automatic braking, lane keeping, night vision. Because when a vehicle carries passengers like this, protecting them is not a feature, it is the entire assignment. And then there is the cost of actually living with it. Fuel for a twin-turbo V8 moving this much steel. Insurance for a vehicle this rare and this recognizable. Tires this size. Brakes this serious. Service through Maybach's own network where even an oil change arrives with a bill that has presence. This is not a purchase you make once. It is a membership you keep paying, and the people who buy it would not want it any other way. Which brings us to the fight, and here is the strange part. The GLS 900 is not really fighting the others anymore. The Range Rover SV gives you British calm, but not a four-throne lounge. The Escalade gives you American size and drama, but not this level of craft. The LX gives you trust and resale value, but it would never dare hang curtains in its windows. The only real rival this vehicle has is the Maybach GLS 600 sitting one floor below it. Mercedes is not racing the market anymore. Mercedes is racing itself, and that is the most dominant position any brand can hold. Now let us talk about the money, because this is the part that actually matters to most of us watching. A machine like this GLS 900 would land somewhere around $300,000 fully loaded. And I know exactly what that number does to you, because it does the same thing to me. That is not a car price, that is a house. In most towns, that is a very nice house, with a garage that could hold 3 normal SUVs. So let us be honest with each other for a second. The way friends talk, not the way a salesman talks. If you work hard, save carefully, and could maybe stretch toward a number like this over years, should you? And my honest answer is no. Not this one, because a vehicle like this can lose 40 to 50% of its value in 5 years, and on 300 Zone dollars, that is a fortune evaporating quietly in your driveway. Add the fuel, the insurance, the Maybach service bills, and this stops being a dream and becomes a weight. No back seat, no matter how beautiful, is worth losing your peace of mind over. So who is it actually for? Not the person who has to save for it. It is for the person who already has everything else handled. The business owner whose vehicle is part of the business. The collector. The buyer for whom $300,000 is a decision made between meetings. For that person, this is not about value at all. It is about owning the one room on wheels that nobody else at the table can match. And that is the real test here. Not can you reach the number, but what reaching it would cost you. If the answer is your security, then this palace was built for someone else, and there is no shame in admiring it from right where you are. That is exactly what I am doing too. So here is where I land. The 2027 Mercedes-Maybach GLS 900 is Maybach with nothing left to prove and no one left to chase. Midnight on the outside, daylight on the inside. Champagne standing ready in the middle. It is excessive, it is unnecessary, and it is absolutely magnificent. But now I want your honest opinion. Is the GLS 900 the final word in luxury SUV, or has Maybach climbed so high that even its own buyers cannot follow? And be honest with me, that champagne cream cockpit up front, or one of those 4 white thrones behind the curtains, which seat are you taking? Comment below because I really want to discuss this palace with you.